Father Julio was a beloved and respected figure in a small rural village. Charismatic and dedicated, he had served his parish for over 20 years, becoming a constant presence in the lives of the villagers. But the peace of the town was shattered by an event no one could comprehend. The priest was found dead inside the church, and the main suspect was something no one expected: a 12-year-old boy. The boy, named Miguel, was an orphan taken in by Father Julio months earlier. He had lived in the village since he was very young but was always seen as different. Quiet and reserved, Miguel spent most of his time reading or drawing in notebooks he never allowed anyone to see. When his parents died in a car accident, Father Julio stepped in, believing he could offer the boy a more stable and purposeful life. What no one knew was that their relationship concealed a dark secret. Do you want to know where this story is going? Before we continue, if you want to help our channel keep bringing incredible stories, give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. If you enjoyed it, activate notifications to know when new videos are posted. The morning after the murder, the church was filled with curious onlookers and journalists. The crime scene was disturbing. Father Julio's body lay near the altar, showing signs of a violent struggle. Shards of glass were scattered across the floor, and blood stains covered parts of the walls. However, the most perplexing detail was a notebook left next to the body, with Miguel's name written on the cover. Miguel was found in a nearby forest, covered in mud and visibly shaken. When questioned by the police, he remained silent. He neither defended himself nor provided any explanation. This enigmatic behavior only deepened the suspicion surrounding him, and the once united village became divided. Some believed Miguel was guilty, while others argued he was being unfairly accused. But the truth was far from simple. As investigators delved into the boy's past, unsettling stories began to emerge. Neighbors reported hearing screams from the house where Miguel had lived with his parents before their deaths. Others mentioned his solitary behavior and his fascination with horror stories and religious symbols. Some speculated that Miguel might have been a victim of abuse and that this pent-up trauma had tragically surfaced. While the police continued their investigation, a journalist named Andrew decided to dig deeper into the story. Known for his knack for unraveling mysteries, Andrew believed there were layers to this case that no one had yet explored. He began by interviewing villagers, but it was in the parish house that he uncovered the first significant clues. Inside Miguel's room, he found disturbing drawings depicting dark figures and scenes of violence. One of the sketches clearly resembled Father Julio, surrounded by flames. Andrew's discoveries raised more questions than answers. Among the priest's belongings, he found letters addressed to an unknown recipient, where Father Julio expressed regret and fear. One letter contained a particularly chilling line: "I should have done something before it was too late." As Andrew gathered more information, an unexpected narrative began to emerge. Sources close to the church revealed that Father Julio had a controversial past. Before arriving in the village, he had been transferred from another parish following allegations of misconduct. Although he was never formally investigated, the incident left a shadow over his reputation. This revelation raised a disturbing possibility. Miguel might have been a victim of something far more sinister than anyone imagined. Within the village, opinions remained polarized. Some labeled Miguel as a monster, a boy who had grown up harboring uncontrollable rage. Others believed he had been defending himself against something terrible that had happened within the church. Andrew realized that to uncover the truth, he would need to confront Miguel directly. After persistent efforts, Andrew obtained permission to visit Miguel at the juvenile detention center where he was being held. During their conversation, Miguel finally spoke. In a low, hesitant voice, he recounted that on the night in question, he had heard Father Julio screaming in his room. When he entered, he found the priest in a state of panic, mumbling about them coming. Miguel tried to help, but the priest began acting erratically, breaking objects and harming himself. According to the boy, he had only tried to stop the priest from hurting himself, but things spiraled out of control. Miguel's story seemed improbable to many, but Andrew sensed there was something truthful about it. He returned to the crime scene, meticulously examining every detail, searching for evidence to support the boy's account. That's when he discovered a diary hidden in the confessional. The diary, believed to belong to Father Julio, contained unsettling entries about hearing voices at night and seeing dark figures. One of the final entries read, "The guilt follows me. I cannot escape." With this new evidence, Andrew presented his findings to the authorities. Further investigations confirmed that Father Julio had a history of mental instability and that he might have suffered a psychotic episode on the night of his death. The case against Miguel began to collapse, but the wounds left in the village remained. The story exposed not just what happened that night, but also the dark secrets that had been buried for years. Miguel was released but never returned to the village. He disappeared, carrying with him the traumas and mysteries that surrounded his life. Andrew published the story in a book that became a bestseller, but the complete truth about Father Julio's death might never be known. Want to know more about this story and many others we still have to share? Then don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Every day, a new story comes straight from our mysterious archive, filled with tales and accounts we've gathered from various sources. Cases with stories that will give you chills. Also, don't forget to share this video with that friend of yours who loves a good mystery.